Over the last few months, we have seen an increase in anti-Muslim hate crime, and we saw quite a few incidents during Ramadan. And unfortunately, it's not stopping. And I've said plenty of times why it's not going to stop. When you don't hold politicians accountable and the media accountable for what they say and what they get away with and what they put into the minds of people, and then those same people form ideas and opinions from those opinions and then go out and do things. Until you stop those things, you're not going to stop anything. And now we have news. Firebomb thrown at imam's house in targeted attack from a BBC News article online. CCTV footage of a masked man lighting a firebomb and throwing it at an imam's family home has been released. Greater Manchester Police was alerted to reports of a suspected targeted arson attack in the Sharples area of Bolton at about 9:20 on Wednesday. The house in East Grove Avenue is owned by Hassan Patel, where the 42-year-old lives with his wife, 4 children and nephew. All 7 escaped uninjured, and said a spokesperson. Footage shared by the imam shows a masked man in dark clothes approaching the house before pouring liquid on the cloth and setting it alight. The attacker then smashes a window and squirts more liquid towards the property, causing the flames to grow. GMP spokesperson confirmed an investigation was underway and that no arrest has been made. You can read the rest of the article online. I'm not going to repeat what I've said in plenty of videos, why these things happening and what's the root cause of it. What I would say is, once the individual investigation happens and the individual is arrested and put through the court process and whatever else, a harsh punishment needs to be given. 2-3 years in jail, pretty much like a holiday, and then back out. It's not going to do anything. It's going to do F all. For the last how many years have I been doing the same videos? And people have been doing the same things. And people have just been going to prison. I've not been to prison, and I'm not saying it's easy. But for what people have been doing, it is easy. Doing these crimes, and you want to be put in a place where you're given food and you got shelter. Is that what you call sufficient, proportionate justice, punishment? That's not good enough. This individual and others, particularly this individual, needs to be dealt with in such a way that he realize there are consequences to your actions, not just being put in prison where you can just sit down under shelter where you've got food and you don't really have to do much. And if I was in charge, then that wouldn't be it. This person would be put in front of that imam and would be put in front of Muslims and would have to substantiate his claims why he felt the need to do this action. And once he explains why he felt the need to do so, he would have to back up claims about his ideas of Islam from primary sources in its original language without any internet. And when failing to do so, this person would have to beg for forgiveness on their knees, on the street, on the floor, while it's raining, telling people that they don't know F all about Islam, but they want to go and do these things. And I've said all of these things that I can safely repeat these things if I'm challenged about these things. I've not said anything illegal, and why I pointed out is perfectly normal for someone who's done something like this. But no, let's put this person in prison and let them just enjoy themselves. I want to keep saying enjoy themselves, because for what they did is pretty much enjoying yourself. You're just in a place where your food is covered, your shelter is covered, and you're just pretty much wasting your time and wasting everybody's time. You're wasting the taxpayers' money, you're wasting the police's time, you're wasting your family's time, you're wasting everybody's time. So this person, hopefully he's dealt with in his court, he's gone through the process, and he's dealt with it in the harsh way. People like to scream about two-tier justice system. Why don't these same ignorant imbeciles go through, look at the people who are in jail for such crimes and look at their time, the number of years that they get? Just look at the ones that were in Southampton doing the so-called protesting, where in fact they were attacking people, attacking police officers and other things. Look at their jail sentences and then tell me about two-tier justice. It doesn't exist, and if it did exist, it would be two-tier. It'd be where people who are non-Muslim and often white, they seem to get lenient sentences in many cases, whereas Muslims are the ones that are often unfairly, unjustly given longer sentences. Sometimes they deserve it, but often they don't, and often they are targeted unfairly, and often many of them are innocent, and later on we find out that they were targeted and certain things have happened to them to get them into this position. But I guess all these things that these far-right ignorant imbeciles say, we're just seeing the opposite. So I'm not going to say everything that I normally say. What I'm saying is I'm waiting for this individual to be given the most severe punishment that we've seen in the UK. Unless that happens, there is no point giving statements and reassuring communities. You're going to see the same thing again and again. So we need to ensure people like this get such a punishment that other people don't even think about doing something like this. Forget actually doing it. They don't even think about doing something like this from seeing the punishment that someone like him receives.